Very good morning, one and all. We are really happy to have you all here for our career counseling talk. Today it is our 18th day. We are going to discuss about career planning for IB students. I think many of us, we may know that there are different boards are there in Tamil Nadu as well as in India, but we may not aware about that. What are the boards are available? One of the board we can say IB, International Baccalaureate, and where there are different systems are followed, and we are going to discuss about the career planning for those students. For that, with us, Dr. Padma Anil Kumar is with us. She is a counselor for IB school, and she is the right person to talk about the career planning. Ma'am, we welcome on behalf of the association, and she is our founding and life member also. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you. So I was just speaking to Gayatri ma'am and asking her, what do you know about IB? So I just want to ask the others also, Induja, Priya, Yasmin. Have you heard about IB? Adapati Basica, do you have a basic idea about it? Just tell me yes or no. So on the same page, we must start pani class. Is there anybody who doesn't know it at all?
Other members you can respond to this.
Yasmin, yeah, please respond. Yasmin.
Yes, ma'am. To be frankly speaking, I'm not much aware about it.
Good, very good. So then we can start. Then we can start from the beginning. Induja ma'am, do you know about it, or have you heard about it only?
No, I'm not aware about that, ma'am.
Okay. So I will start with the very basic. So IB it's called IB, International Baccalaureate. Okay. Initially, it was only at a certain class level. That is, IB diploma was there. Diploma and word, it becomes that is 11 and 12. But IB is there from KG to 12. Complete arc. So if you say KG right up to class 10, what is it called? Andamadri. First, we'll understand the breakup of it. So first they call it PYP, Primary Years Program. Then they have a Middle Years Program, and then they have the IB diploma. In between the 9 and 10, lately now, 4 to 5 years back only, they had a class 10 exam. Okay, there was no board exam in class 10. It was only just you say you've completed high school and you move into 11 and 12. 11 and 12 is called the diploma. Okay, so in the aspect of the IB, when you look at the IB completely, PYP, that is Primary Years Program, all schools in India don't have PYP. They will sometimes only have diploma, and that diploma students are the ones we will be sending out of school under the counseling we will be doing. Otherwise, PYP or MYP are only subject based. It is their learning. Anna, for as a career counselor within that school, we have a huge job which I will talk you through. Okay, so PYP and how is it different from our Montessori, or how is it different from our KG kind of group? We just understand it. So it is all theme based. The learning is completely theme based. Theme na. So they will have one theme for about 5 to 6 weeks. That is again a school oriented thing. So totally in a year, you have around 5 to 6 themes. And the themes, they break it up over weeks, but there is a criteria that you have to meet within the theme, and that is all. Nobody will give you syllabus per se. Either solli kudukano, people tree in class 2 therino, math plus 2 plus 2 therino. They will not give you anything like that. They will give you an overall idea, and that. So theme what is happening is more importance is given to the thinking capacity of the child. So thinking capacity, how are they listing it out to the board? How they control, quality control, what they are doing is, clarity you should make a child an IB learner. So there is something called as learner profile. So when you all are Googling, you can, or we could have gone into that also. But I'll just finish it off, and then if you want, we can go into the pictures and things. So then Google pani easy I'll just run you through, and then you can so IB learner profile on the board. So it is 10 characteristics of a child from the point of being a good learner. So now in psychological counseling, modern psychology, what is it talking about? Growth mindset. And the growth mindset oda adipada characteristics da IB learner. So you should be adventurous, you should be curious, you should be knowledgeable. So ellathukku oru definition kudukranga. Like supposing a child is stubborn. Okay, a child is stubborn. Iduthaan correct appdin solra kuழந்தை இருந்தா அது என்ன learner quality adla enna irukku? Is it a knowledgeable learner quality? So because she's not knowledgeable, so you can deal with her through her knowledge base. If she's a curious type, then other kamachi you can deal with her. And the madri solli. There is all 10 characteristics that ivanga explain panni kuduthirukanga. So that is one learner profile one irukku. Then they have very clearly identified attitudes of an IB student. Attitude. What is the attitude? Affectionate, compassionate, அந்த மாதிரி இருக்கிற attitude. So நான் knowledgeable இருக்கலாம், ஆனா நான் compassionate இருக்கணும். நான் knowledgeable இருக்கலாம், ஆனா நான் courageous இருக்கணும். அப்படின் போது என் knowledge change ஆகுற மாதிரி இருக்கும். So that is one aspect. So இந்த மாதிரி they have given an outline, a syllabus, which is நீங்க என்ன வேணாலும் சொல்லி கொடுங்க, உங்க இஷ்டத்துக்கு சொல்லி கொடுங்க, ஆனா அது சொல்லி கொடுக்கும் போது இதெல்லாம் நீங்க பார்க்கணும். You must be very clear that you're achieving the goals of a growth mindset. You're achieving the goals of a lateral thinker. You're achieving the goals of an investigator. That is another key. என்ன இருந்தாலும் அவனுக்கு என்ன தெரியணும்னாலும் அவன் இஷ்டம் இருக்கணும் அதுல. He should come and say, ma'am, அது ஏன் இப்படி இருக்கு? மேம் அது ஏன் அப்படி இல்ல அப்படின்னு கேட்கும் போது தான் நீங்க சொல்லி கொடுக்கணும் அப்படின்வாங்க. So it's like the student is the agent ன்னுவாங்க. So student agent னா என்ன? So what they will do is class roomல ஒரு second standard classroom, first standard classroomல சும்மா ஒரு chart போடுவாங்க. They'll put a chart of let's say ஒரு ரோபோன்னு போடலாம், பெருசா ஒரு சார்ட் ஆஃப் ரோபோ. அண்ட் அதுல ஏதோ கை இப்படி இருக்கும், பென்சில் இருக்கும், பென் இருக்கும் அப்படின்றத ஏதோ டிரா பண்ணிருக்காங்க. something and all you can draw and keep it there. Now the kid will come and look quite விட்டுருவாங்க. That is sense perception. அவன் பாக்குறது என்னவா பாக்கட்டும். Now one child might see the gun in the hand or might look at the pencil and say it is a gun. And that is that child's perception. They will just let the child. So one day they'll just leave the child. Oh, this I'm going to talk to you about tomorrow. So on the tomorrow varkku, these people will so they will play with it through their imagination, through avanga learning, avanga language skills, avanga explanations of it. So they will play with it. That makes them a thinker. That makes them express their thinking tomorrow. So when somebody else tells gun, this girl will think, but how is it a gun? It's only a pretty pencil and it's pink color. See how she thought, they will explain. Each child is seeing the differences in the class. You're not straight away saying, can you see the pink pencil? We are actually bringing it. What is that? Divergent thinking, convergent thinking. We are bringing it, converging their thought process. And the convergent kudukama or divergent uttu kudukkradhu madri, they will allow you to think, sense perceive it. And they will put a perfume. They will ask, this kind of a robot, what smell would be appropriate? So everybody is thinking smell. They'll say, oh, jasmine won't suit him. I think, the smell of beer will suit him. So then see how his brain is working. The robot is strength na beer. See how the connection is going. And it's not wrong or right. There is no wrong or right. It is on the age they will give you that sense perception. So on the madri, there are lots of subtopics or modalities or whatever you want to call it, which is inculcated through the learning. So there are things like I told you 6 themes, and the themes are specified pannirukanga. Means like, for example, know who you are, know who the world around you is, and the mari there are 6 themes. Okay, and saving the world, saving the planet அப்படின்ற ஒரு topic. So saving the planet, and the teacher can take whatever you want. Anniki we can take plastic, we can take plants, we can take whatever. And so usually ஒரு school plan பண்ணும்போது they'll say first standard it's the same theme right from KG to class 5, same set of themes, 6 themes. And the way you take it will be different. Adnalis the principal will come and say whatever. They'll sit in groups and they'll discuss and they'll say, class 1 la nama body pannom. Now we will do organs panla. Body na kannu kaalu and mari pannom. That is typical la KG la enna pannom. Then first standard, second standard we'll go to little bit of digestive. Class 3 varaikku can we do digestive system? Can we do throat, neck and mari irukku. So they will bring upon the growth is on the child's basis and the school order basis and the mother. So they will. So why are they doing that? Only because parents and the school and in the school and the varumbodhu, when they're exchanging and coming, they'll say, ayyo and the school nariya solli kudukranga, neengala onnu solli kudukala, and mari irukama irukradhukaga they will match it with CBSE and ICSE syllabus to an extent. Adhe mari math kuda if class 3 varaikum vanda you have to have basics of multiplication appdila irukradhunala they will put it according. So that is the base of PYP. So MYP, it moves into a place where you are subject specific. There is a kind of a criteria of investigation where the individual learns research techniques. So even in KG to 5 there is research technique, but it will be a very basic one. That is, they will walk around, question, ask the teacher question. Asking will be the research process. So other than a survey, like like that you can think, but not with a scale, with a already existing measures of research. But once it comes to class 5, 6, they will teach a few methods of research, which is your documentation is appropriate in primary. So on the basic skills are good. Why are they doing that now? 6th standard, let statistics vandirudhu. Like by about 4th or 5th, you already start drawing bar diagram and the Venn diagram is the basic syllabus. Adanala other interpretation panni neenga pandradhunala it is strengthened there. And the mari other initially they will just teach you what it is under the you draw they'll give you say 30%, 20%, 50%, and the pile every drop under the that is too concrete or konja abstract you imagine you try a sample of so and then convert and solumbodhu they are getting the research skills. Appa class 6, 7, 8 liye avanga pandra research, that research will be 10 people or 20 people avanga building liyo edho pandranga adha poi transfer பண்ணுவாங்க இதெல்லாம். So this is the subject content and the growth. For class 6 க்கு வந்தப்பறம் you have to choose some vocations. அப்பவே like நம்ம new NEP national education policy ல வர போற மாதிரி there are a few vocations. Vocations it's not that it's not corrected hands on training, that's what they mean by vocation. அப்போ there will be carpentry, there will be design thinking, there will be basically and there will be actual aspects of it is supposed to be added. So why that is in the IB la basically it is a hexagon diagram. IB images in தேடினாக்கா you'll get a hexagonal diagram. In the hexagon diagram basically what they try to cover is there is a math, there is a science, okay, but there should be a language, a base language and a second language, so that itself makes it 4. Okay, so math, science, English, then this is a social sciences, that is a 5th, and the 6th dimension of IB is the arts. So the ideal way of learning the IB is in this 6. எல்லாத்துலயும் 6 நீங்க ஒன்னொன்னு எடுக்கணும் தான் actually வந்தது. Originally IB start பண்ணும்போது they said holistic development ஒரு குழந்தைக்கு வேணும்னா இந்த ஆறுலயும் உங்களுக்கு நீங்க எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஸ் கொடுக்கணும். They must get engulfed in it. But 11th 12th வந்தா நம்ம குழந்தைங்களுக்கு இன்ஜினியரிங் வேணும்னா பிசிக்ஸ் அண்ட் கெமிஸ்ட்ரி கண்டிப்பா வேணும்ன்ற சிச்சுவேஷன் அந்த மாதிரி சம்ஸ் காலேஜஸ் ஸ்கூல்ஸ்ல. why that was practiced அப்போனா say for example நம்ம US க்கு அட்மிஷனுக்கு அப்ளை பண்ணும்போது is physics, chemistry and math required na? No, physics and math is enough for engineering. அந்த மாதிரி ஒரு திங்கிங் இருக்கு. So if you are going into college or supposing you are going for medicine, there is a pre-med anyway. அப்ப அவங்க இருக்கிற சப்ஜெக்ட்ஸ் எல்லாம் சொல்லி கொடுத்துருவாங்க whatever is required for medicine. But what do you need when you're going after 12th and போது they only need biology ஓட basis இருக்கணும் and a little bit of chemistry if you have it. Even class 10 level chemistry is enough in one. And then you can pick up, you can learn more, you can write anga whatever you know adu po your exam எழுதிட்டு they can take you on for pre-med. அதனால it was all okay. ஆனா இந்தியால அந்த situation இல்லாததுனால when IB moved to Asian countries where it was specific about how they started inculcating these subjects on more than 600 situation வந்தது. But they want to give only 6. அப்ப என்ன பண்ணாங்கன்னா they initially when I was 2000 எல்லாம் பண்ணும்போது you had to take one from each group. But as we moved into 2004, 5 எல்லாம் மூவ் பண்ணும்போது because the Indian schools started fighting for it, they started reducing and said okay நீங்க அந்த social studies அந்த group எடுக்கலனா கூட you can take 2 sciences, you can அந்த மாதிரி just to allow, because why that was a marketing strategy for IB. அவங்களுக்கு franchisee கிடைக்கணும், இந்தியால செல் பண்ணனும்னா they have to work with the system. அந்த system கூட work பண்றதுக்காக they created that. Okay, so ma'am, is ICSE trying to follow IB? Is ICSE na see it is an international education. When I talk highly about IB, you will also agree amma I think we should follow and solvinga endra oru nambikkai. So is it following? It's not following, but it is catching up. It's trying to take it on as a good system endradhu the answer. Okay, so what are we looking at in IB endradhu for the class 10 11 12 la what are we trying to do? There is a research paper that they have to, so this it's called an individual project. So in the individual project as early as class 6 7 8 they will actually cross examine their thought process. அப்படினா என்னன்னா like supposing நம்மளுக்கு இப்போ class 9 ல ஒரு science exhibition நம்ம we all do know that concave mirror convex mirror எல்லாம் நம்ம பண்றோம்ல, we'll keep one object and we'll see where the focal length அதெல்லாம் செக் பண்ணி நம்ம போடுவோம்ல. அந்த மாதிரி இருக்கிற எக்ஸ்பெரிமெண்ட்ல இவங்க things கொடுக்க மாட்டாங்க. they'll teach the theory la it will be that this is what how focal length is calculated அந்த மாதிரி சொல்லுவாங்க. Then they will say you search, you identify, supposing I want this kind, let's say this book. In the book if I want it to be brought into an image with a size 3 centimeters, what will you do? அவ்வளவுதான். இந்த குழந்தை போய் கான்வெக்ஸ் மிரரையும் கான்கேவ் மிரரையும் ஆர்டினரி மிரரையும் எல்லாம் வச்சு கம்பேர் பண்ணி he'll come up with an idea. ஏதோ ஒரு பொசிஷன்ல ஒரு ட்ரையல் அண்ட் எரர் மாதிரி. ஆனா அந்த ட்ரையல் அண்ட் எரர் he'll have to make it in a scientific format. So scientific format ஒன்னு கொடுத்துருவாங்க. You must tell what are the materials. You must say what did you use. How what is the first trial எவ்வளவு distance வச்ச, எதுக்கு அப்படி வச்ச, what is the reasoning behind it. அப்படிலாம் கேட்டதெல்லாம் கேள்வி இருக்கு. அந்த கேள்வி தகுந்த மாதிரி when this child is working with that, he suddenly learns much more than anybody else. So ஒரு 10 9 10 11 12 எல்லாம் வரும்போது he will say, like for example, a child who was doing environmental sciences came and said that ash is a better what do you call manure than even cow dung. So the teacher, he'll come and say, why are you saying that? Because this person said, I don't like cow dung, it stinks, but ash is better. So he says, okay, if that is true, prove it. Avladhan. Then that Koranda will go into that, how I do it, it's smelling, it's stinking. So from the point of view of an Hindu, Muslim, whatever smell, it's sense perception, whatever. So you can take any angle to prove your point. Ana prove your point. So what happens is the thinking capacity goes. So in the madri or thinker vechudha nama po career counseling panna porom abindradhula, what happens is world over IB is considered a perfect pre-university qualification. It is considered because in the mari syllabus kudukumbodhu, what is university? A broad learner university means you are becoming an independent learner. So IB oda adipada means foundation itself is that you are an independent learner. They're training you to be an independent learner. Textbook learn the information. There are textbooks, but that is not a prescribed textbook. It is one of your resources to study, one of your research elements out of that. So then you can, so there is no A book. Once there is no A book, there is no A answer to get marks. Once there is no A answer to get this thing, your personal opinion. But then in order to control that, your opinion, they will control it by, if you do more research, you get more information. You prove your point through scientific research. You prove your point through what we call as valid or reliable arguments. So even whether it is psychology, whether it is history, whether it is whatever it is, they create that link in such a way that you can prove if you want to. But you need not be right or wrong. You are basing it on your arguments, which can be validated or supported. That's all they are looking at. So each and every child, we have a syllabus, we study all. It becomes a perfect thing for going into university. For university, oh, independent, you go. Why here in India, what happens is spoon feeding. We are giving the essay. So what happens is 30 students to 30 answers same should be. Appada full marks கிடைக்கும். So when it goes to university, it's about you studying. It will not be the same. Other idea nallave purinjirukku. So even the examiners who are correcting, they are only looking for criteria. They are not looking for knowledge, because what is the premise again? The premise is that knowledge can be got at the press of a button. உங்களுக்கு ஏதாவது இன்ஃபர்மேஷன் இப்போ வாட் இஸ் த தியரி பிஹைண்ட் திஸ் சொன்னீங்க, ஜஸ்ட் யூ ரைட் வாட் இஸ் த தியரி, அப்படியே வந்துரும். அதை படிச்சு then only language skill is required. அதை படிச்சு எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்ற காம்ப்ரிஹென்ஷன் நம்மளுக்கு போறோம். So that is all you need. That they don't, it is not a great thing அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு they want that. So that becomes a perfect. So when a university abroad says that this is a perfect pre-university qualification, they allow you to escape lot of things. For example, if I am doing IB higher level, there are 3 levels. Okay, there are 3 higher levels and 3 standard levels that you must take up for every IB diploma higher level, standard level edukano. So higher level, say like supposing I've taken psychology or I've taken economics or something like that, and I've taken a higher level paper. The marking scheme is 1 to 7. I'll talk about that in a minute. So 1 to 7 marking scheme irukumbodhu, if you get anything above 5 as a marking scheme and you apply to a US university for, let's say, that subject, that is economics kaga na apply pandren appdi irukumbodhu, usually in the first year students yara irupanga, there will be students from BCom and the CBSE irundaka, it will be that commerce group. It will be those people who took economics in, or there may be even people who didn't take economics and they want to suddenly move to economics. Appdi irukkalam. Appdi irukumbodhu they have an introduction to economics paper 1 irukku. For the IB student, if he has got a score of 5 and above, that paper is waived off. So as you know, in the US universities, if you waive off that paper, that means 30 hours unakku less pay pananum. 30, usually 1 credit or 2 credits will be 32 hours irukum. So அந்த 32 hours நீங்க attend பண்ண தேவையில்லை. So it's like an advanced placement in a way. It's not an advanced placement, but it's like an advanced placement. Appo next level ku neenga poidala. So you will be doing actually neenga second semester la pandra paper ipoe pannidala. So you get that much more time or the ability to take another paper. So அந்த credits உங்களுக்கு கிடைச்சிருது. So 5+ ன்னு சொல்லும்போது it becomes very interesting for them. That is how they are saying that you are ready for university course. So accordingly, supposing my liberal arts, you can take a mix. So I take physics, I take what economics, whatever, physics, economics, what can I do? Abdin kekumbodhu, those 2 subjects you could have already got a advanced placement if you are scoring more than 5. So and the guidance, eppadi and the 5 kedikirudhu, what is the final score predict panla. Another thing that happened in India was that they didn't understand the IB. So when you do an exam in May the exam 2nd to 23rd, between 2nd and 23rd is the usual final exam for one batch. There are 2 level exams, one is in May and one is in November. So May la எழுதுற பசங்களுக்கெல்லாம் results will come only on July 5th. It is 100% July 5th. Okay, on 5th only you'll get result. mark sheet கிடைக்கிறதுக்குள்ள it will become July 15th, அந்த மாதிரி July 10th அந்த மாதிரி ஆயிடும். அதனால many colleges அதுக்குள்ள admissions மூடிடுறாங்க. மேல தான் ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணுவாங்கல்ல bachelors. So அத முடிச்சிட்டு, so then they start saying அது எப்படி, how can they get admission? அப்படி இருக்கும்போது 2000ல actually literally I was one of those teams that actually went from college to prove that IB is good enough. Okay, so அந்த IB is good enough என்ற proof எப்படி வந்தது? We tried to give the syllabus கொடுத்து, I even went to the IIT, Indian Chennai IIT ல போய் sir சொல்லிட்டு it literally showed them the syllabus and said, sir பாருங்க சார், they are very good sir அப்படின்னு ப்ரூவ் பண்ணி ட்ரை பண்ணோம். they said இல்ல, IIT GE எழுதாம we cannot let you inside அப்படின்னாங்க. அப்ப இந்த GE ஏன் எழுத முடியாது? பிகாஸ் அந்த மேல தானே அந்த எக்ஸாம் வருது யூஸ்வலா. it used to come அந்த காலத்துல கண்டிப்பா. now COVID, thank God அப்படின்றது. so it will come first week of அந்த Saturday Sunday தான் வரும், அந்த first or second week of May only it will come. அப்ப எப்படி இந்த பசங்க அதையும் படிக்கணும் இதையும் படிக்கணும், and it will clash also, dates clash ஆகும். so அதனால they may not be able to write the IITG அப்படி. so do you saying the upper thing NRI கோட்டால நீங்க அப்ளை பண்ணுங்க, ஆனா NRI கோட்டால ஃபீஸ் அவ்வளோ ஜாஸ்தி. so why should they pay during the IB also and pay NRI quota here? அப்படி எல்லாம் இருக்கிற டிபேட்ஸ்ல பாஸ் பண்ணும்போது we proved that. So what ultimately round about 2003 or 2002 or 3 or 4 or something like that, all the universities association, they gave a letter saying that it is equivalent to class 12 and predicted grades can be or provisional madri. Okay, predicted grades can be taken to admit the student provided on a provisional basis. So if he doesn't get what they predicted, then you can remove the admission. Otherwise he has to be sustained, even if it is and there are further outline, like one step means a few points அப்படி இருந்தா கூட பரவாயில்ல, ஆனா you can state a cut off and take the student அப்படின்ற ஒரு rule on paper ke. ஆனா பேப்பர்ல வரதுலும் actual activityயும் there's a lot of debate. So again you have to do it case by case. Another reasoning was that if you are eligible of going to an IB school right up in class 11 and 12, pay 5.5 lakhs and all that, why don't you just go abroad? that was some of the universities. இங்க இருக்கிற இந்தியன்ஸ்க்கே நம்ம அட்மிஷன் கொடுக்க முடியல, அவ்வளோ நம்பர்ஸ் இருக்கும்போது நீங்க ஏன் அங்கேயே போயிடக்கூடாது? that is one கேள்வி. இன்னொரு கேள்வி என்ன கேட்டாங்கன்னா, நீங்க இவ்வளோ பெருசா abstract thinking எல்லாம் கத்துக்கிட்டு you're able to research and stuff like that. If you're able to do that, when you go back to degree college, we still, some of the colleges still follow a little bit of spoon feeding. அப்ப அந்த மாதிரி இருக்கும்போது how you will feel frustrated. அப்ப ஏன் நீங்க வருவீங்க? why would you all come here? அப்படின்றது கூட I had to face. we were constantly debating on that. so literally நம்ம கவுன்சிலிங் பண்ணும்போது அந்த கேள்வி கேட்கணும். you will find that because then dropout வந்துருமே. lots of people did that and the colleges got even more angry. நம்ம கொடுத்த admission after 1 year you decide that it's not worth it and you will break the, and we can't admit a new person in second year, we will lose out on that அப்படின்ற கேள்வி நிறைய வந்தது. so what is happening is, that's correct. when you think that you know so much and then you go back into in the traditional way of studying, you're not ready for it. so after 1 year you want to drop out. but why is that happening? because in India we think UG students are too young to leave India. நம்ம parents எல்லாம் they don't want to send UG ல அனுப்ப வேண்டாம், மாஸ்டர்ஸ்ல அனுப்பலாம் அப்படின்ற thinkingல this will again differ. and you have to understand that also. அதுவும் ஒரு valid point தானே. நம்ம if I'm a parent, won't I think அப்படின்னு நம்ம யோசிக்கும் போது it's a valid point. so அந்த மாதிரி in the IB counseling la, what we have to understand, first point is that it is a very very understood course which is welcome in all over the world. okay, so say for example in Germany we say you must know German அப்படினு சொல்லுவோம்ல. so they say you must write that exam level 1, level 2, level 3. if you have an IB German, IB German. If it is not, German, in all languages, there's a level, 3 levels are there. First level is ab initio. Second level is SL, it's called standard level. And third level is called it's going to time out, sir. Should we, extend item? Okay. The third level is basically what we call as the higher level. So if you have a standard level and you have a high score, or you have a higher level, then it is equivalent to go, you can go easily to Germany. And the mari ella country, if you go and look at their syllabus as syllabus, their prospectus, you will find something called as prerequisite. So IB ku prerequisite வேறையே எழுதிருக்காங்க, written it very, very differently. And if you look at the scores, if you convert, Indian conversion பண்ணிருக்காங்க, because say 5 ன்றது எவ்வளவு percentage and அதன் convert பண்ணிருக்காங்க. So if you see 5 percentage is only 70, how can they say that they will accept a 70% அப்படின்னு யோசிக்கும் போது, it is because it is valued more. So if you look at the conversion, you will realize, ஐயே 7 அது ஈஸியா கிடைக்கலாமே நம்ம பசங்களுக்கு அப்படின்னு feel பண்ணலாம். So that is what I told you. If you want a student to move into that, into the IB syllabus, if you can guide them towards that, it will be a wonderful idea, because then they don't have to score 99.99, which is the expected for even IIT or whatever. So அந்த மாதிரி இருக்கும்போது we can guide them like that also, because this is a place where free will is there with regard to writing or choice of your topics, of the way you write it, of the way you think, and the madri. So a child who is not very rote learning expert, but I will debate that rote learning is required, because it is ultimately, before you write an exam, you have to rote learn. In the sense, நீ எழுதுனதுதான், நீ பிளான் பண்ணதுதான், ஆனா இதெல்லாம் மெமரைஸ் பண்ணோம்னா basic rote learning skills தேவை. You'll have to remember all the concepts if you write a good essay. ஏன்னா ஒரு essay they have to write for 1 hour. ஒரே டாபிக்ல 1 hour எழுதணும்னா எவ்வளவு இன்ஃபர்மேஷன் தெரியணும். சோ அந்த இன்ஃபர்மேஷன் தெரியறதுக்கு எல்லாமே கொஞ்சம் ரோட் லேர்னிங் இல்லாம முடியாது. அதுவும் கான்செப்ட்ஸ் வேற மாதிரி எழுத முடியாது. கான்செப்ட்ஸ் தியரி எல்லாம் யூ ஹேவ் டு ரைட் இட் ஆஸ் இட் இஸ். அப்ப அந்த ஆஸ் இட் இஸ் சொல்லும் போது அகைன் இட் பிகம்ஸ் ரோட் லேர்னிங். சோ ரோட் லேர்னிங் வேண்டாம்னு நான் சொல்ல மாட்டேன். ஆனா a person who is very passionate, அந்த மாதிரி இருக்கிற பசங்களை நல்லா என்கரேஜ் பண்ணிக்கலாம், and it is accepted worldwide. So the counseling is like that. Another thing is that counseling in சொல்லும்போது we start from class 2 onwards. Why class 2 onwards? Because SAT is a must anyways. Okay, now they will say that if you're doing an IB, SAT is not required, TOEFL is not required, but SAT will be required more from a visa point of view, and also because for scholarships. Okay, SAT becomes the common, because they don't know how good your school is. And a predicted grades la ungala சேர்க்க போறோம், உன் ஸ்கூல் அப்படியே எழுதுனா what if they school right? So and the authenticity வரதுக்காக one common entrance test is this thing, adla SAT becomes one of them. So in order to prepare a child for whatever reason SAT prepare பண்றனா, from class 2 onwards vocabulary has to be built. It is a wrong thinking that you can just do a SAT class 6 months பண்ணிட்டு எனக்கு score high வந்துரும்னா, it's basically an aptitude test. Aptitude very young start பண்றது better. So from class 2 we start giving the inputs to the teachers, and as a career counselor we meet them, and then accordingly, then another thing that we have to have for IB admissions or world admissions, it's portfolios. So a child is artistic, a child is an athletic, his child is something like that. So அந்த கோட்டால போனோம்னா வெறும் academicsல போகாதவங்களுக்கு எல்லாமே there is a requirement of some kind of a portfolio, and we have to authentically write they're capable of something. So supposing a child has shown excellent running skills, so and the PE teacher is oriented to understand muscle power, to understand what is the, that, so there are certain deadlines that we have set for them, and they keep improving that. So supposing it's a basketballer, Indian standard of basketball is very low, so why will a US university take us? Why will they take us as in that quota? அப்படி இருக்கும்போது we have to prove to that. So literally we have to take a video. We take a video of a student playing basketball and show that he's got a good layup, he's got a good aspect of it, his action is good, he can be trained. You take him in your college, you can get him with the best, and he's also getting 85%, so what is your problem? அப்படின்ற ஒரு புஷ் கொடுக்கிறதுக்காகவே, so right up from class 2 onwards we work on the prerequisites for a particular aptitude இருக்கிற குழந்தை, ஒரு art இருக்கிற குழந்தை. We make them do extra programs etc, and also to guide them. But I told you vocational courses எடுக்கலாம், எந்த vocational courses எடுக்கலாம் அது தெரியறதுக்காக அந்த passion based, or we can give them a variety of options, like photography இருக்கும், அது இருக்கும். When do we guide them for what? So it's also for language building, it's also for math building. And of course, what we say, whenever you talk about career counseling, we talk about achievement, aptitude, interest, and the மாதிரி. So interest சரி, we identify. Achievement பண்ண வைக்கணுமே, achievement na we'll have to go into some Olympiad or something like that. ஏதோ ஒரு கொஞ்சம் certifications வந்தா it adds up to their portfolio. அதுக்கும் we work on that. So that entire picture கொடுக்கும்போது we manage to get a student through, and then he becomes a perfect candidate for then scholarship. So up to 100% scholarship we get very, very easily. Harvard, provided the student is getting a 7 all through. Okay, I think it's last 5 minutes.
Yes. And actually, it is an informative session for that. What is there in IB, and it is an experiential sharing, I can say. And those are attending here, we may not having what is going on inside that IB schools. I know that some of my students are from IB. From their inputs, I know that what the functions are going. But the person who is working over there, and your inputs are really valid, and I can connect that from the curriculum itself. They included the career counseling components. As I have got an input from our founding member Sophia, she is there in Dubai. And when she was saying that in a particular institution, they are having 3 types of counselor, and dedicated counselor for career counseling, and 1 set of counselor for special children, and another set of counselor for wellness and mental health component. So when we can find these things, and what you said, that what are the components will be there in the IB curriculum, it is an amazing for the persons who are not having any idea. And if they have an idea to enroll that program, and what are the difficulties they will face. For example, IIT and the NEET examination, they may not apply for that. And there is a difficulty in converting the scores also. It is a new information, including for me. I hope the other members also have the same kind of experiences. And dear members, and we are having the limited time. And if you have any questions related to the presentation, you are free to ask her. And we will continue even after the 3 minutes also. For Q&A, we will have the dedicated session. Is it okay, ma'am?
Okay, and we can also, if you want another session about details, specifica, council I can do it any other time also. Not fine, you can ask whatever doubts.
Then now the session will end in a few minutes.
We'll rejoin.
Rejoin. Okay. Ma'am, for this session, I invite Gayatri Srinivasan to propose the water.
Good morning, everyone. It was a very great session about IB, and Dr. Padma has given us a broader aspect, broader view of what is IB and what is IB board, and how it is there in India, and how the parents should see from the child point of view, and what are the aspects covered in the IB board, and what are the scopes available with regards to IB board in India as well as in abroad. Ma'am, it was a great and clear picture you have given us about the IB board. It was a great pleasure for us to attend this particular session. Thank you very much, ma'am, and thank you all the members for giving your time and listening about the particular thing, career planning for IB students. So it was a great session, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you.